All right, we're live. Welcome to Mostly Hoops. I'm Ohio's Tate, joined by Mark Titus, Dana Beers, White Boy Rick. Today we are brought to you by DraftKings. Stars are going off, rookies are making noise. The action does not stop. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is where you can get in on all of it. Jalen Johnson breaking it out, Evan Mobley locking it down inside, and De'Aaron Fox putting defenses on skates. Big deal today. Missouri fans, listen up. DraftKings Sportsbook is live now in the Show Me State with more live markets and nonstop action. It is no wonder that DraftKings is the number one sportsbook for live betting. And do not forget, the NBA Cup is heating up. Big games, big moments, plenty on the line. New customers bet $5. Get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Okay, here's the deal. We had a players-only meeting for the show.
We did.
And by players-only meeting, I mean that after the show, Titus called me over and said, hey, idea, why don't you facilitate the show so that you're not setting up the topics and then talking about it. You're kind
of I'm not the guy that asks the questions and then answers the questions before anyone else gets a chance to answer.
Yeah. So we're gonna try it today.
All right. Try it.
So I think you're gonna hear my voice less and pitch things to you guys, and then you guys will explain.
That's perfect.
That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Starting off, we're gonna start with Feast Week. Some people argue that Feast Week is the best week of the year, better than the first weekend of March Madness. We'll get into the whole thing, players era, Maui, individual teams and players as a whole. But Mark, Feast Week, were you satisfied with this specific Feast Week, or did it leave more to be desired?
I was satisfied. We had incredible games. It wasn't just the MTEs, as they're called, which I don't – MTEs is multi-team event. Is that what it's – who came up with that acronym? How did we allow – who did that? I don't like it. I don't like MT. Like, why not just say tournament? Why not just say like I don't know. Anyway, the MTEs I've never really liked that acronym. But anyway, the players era I thought was awesome. The format makes no fucking sense, and I'm glad people are taking that event to task and saying what the hell is this? And next year it's supposed to get even more complicated. Is that right, Rick?
Yeah, it's going to take place over 3 weeks next year, I guess, and they're going to do it all across the country, and then the last week
they're just trying to
come together.
The players' era is just trying to own the entire non-conference schedule. Is kind of their plan. They're just like, stop having non-conference games. Just make your whole non-conference be players' era. Anyway, I thought the games themselves were incredible, and it wasn't just like that or Maui Invitational. I watched a little bit of that, even though the teams weren't that good. And it actually were some good games there. Like Duke, Arkansas. You just get like these random Illinois, UConn, like random games like that. I thought the entire week was great, but I do have a controversial take, and you guys can kill me for this. I welcome pushback. I welcome confrontation on this show. I kind of wish Feast Week wasn't during Thanksgiving, because I found myself, and I think this is a problem as I'm getting older and I have more of a family and I'm not just like a single dude in my own house, like with full control over my own TV. When you're at the Thanksgiving situation and the Kansas City Chiefs and the Dallas Cowboys are playing in a pivotal NFL football game and you just want to watch North Carolina, Michigan State, it is a tough task to get the television changed. And I don't blame anybody, but I like that we get these great games during the holiday week. But at the same time, I found myself in a tug of war. And then like they'll change the channel over, and then part of you's like, you're just doing that to appease me, and then now you feel insecure about like making everybody change the channel. I don't know. I felt that this past Feast Week. I thought the games were incredible. We have a lot to talk about. Michigan just out of nowhere dominated everybody. But that was my takeaway from Feast Week, because I was like, I love all these great games, but I wish like I could get everybody in my family on board in a way that yeah.
You also have to factor in Thanksgiving. You're in a one TV household most of the time.
You're always in a one TV
You're not
household.
in your own setup with multiple screens. So
yeah,
I don't hate that take one bit. I was in the state of Michigan. I couldn't even convince people to throw on the Michigan State game.
I try
have
to
you
like.
seen Cohen Carr?
You were in Michigan and you couldn't get people to watch.
Have you seen Cohen Carr dunk a basketball?
He's incredible.
It's better than anything
awesome.
Dak and Mahomes can do.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
I look back to like growing up and just maybe like the last 10 years or so, and I'll usually go to my mom's house, and she has her little basement there. And it's just like my little haven with my TV, and I set up there and I watch college basketball. Recently, you guys are right. It feels like football just takes over the entire weekend at least. Maybe the days leading up to Thanksgiving are more basketball-oriented, but Thursday and even Friday and Saturday are like college football rivalry week. So it's tough. It's like I didn't have that. I didn't have that sit in the basement and watch 10 hours straight of basketball. Maybe that's because I'm married now, and that's because I have to be a mature adult and not just sit on my ass and watch basketball for so long.
That's
You're
what I'm
right.
saying, Dane. I think we made a mistake.
I think something feels different.
I think we shouldn't have done that. I think we should have just been.
I have one question that must be answered, though. You're all selling me on it. Here's the problem, though. It's called Feast Week.
Yeah.
How
do you have to do it during Thanksgiving week?
Or else you have to change the name.
You change the name, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, but having said all that, the basketball was incredible. Michigan, incredible. I mean, the story of Feast Week. There are a lot of stories that we could bounce around. For me, and I feel like everybody has to be Michigan, right? That was the story. I told you before the show because obviously, Tate, we're both Buckeyes, and there was a football game on Saturday that meant a lot to us. Mm-hmm. I don't know if there's ever been a definitive. Oh fuck, we're actually a basketball school week in the history of college sports as there was with Michigan this week.
Yeah,
the football team has 4 years in a row beaten Ohio State. This is what they hang their hat on, is like, we beat Ohio State, we run the Big Ten, we won a national championship not that long ago. We are so fucking back as a football program. And then obviously, the Buckeyes take care of business in Ann Arbor and that there's that thing. But the days leading up to that football game, the Michigan basketball team, the handful of shows we've done, I've said I like this Michigan team. I think that their ceiling's incredible. They can win a national championship. I was a little disappointed coming out of the gate. The offense was clunky, like weird turnovers. I didn't trust the shooting across the board. Like, they have guys that are capable, but like as a team, are they knocking down open shots? And then the early, you watch the games and the early vibes were a little trying to piece stuff together. And, Wake Forest takes them to overtime. Wake Forest is not a bad team, but it's just, if Michigan is going to be one of these teams that we think is national title good, you'd like to see them kind of cruise against a Wake Forest team. They go to TCU. It's not exactly easy. And then this players era comes along, and I don't know if it's just because they were getting paid more money now. I feel like someone told them before the game, like, hey, if you guys win by a lot, you're going to make more money. And they're like, oh, fuck, we should make shots now. But they looked like the team that I thought they might be coming into this season. Yep. And now, like, everybody seemingly is talking about maybe they're the best team in the country. I think that's absolutely appropriate given Gonzaga doesn't get beat like that. They had Mark Few looking like he's never seen – like, Mark Few's never got his ass kicked like this before. It looked like Mark Few just like had no idea what planet he was on during that entire game. Had no answers, just wanted to get the hell out of there. And they did it to San Diego State. They did it to Auburn.
They became the first team to win back-to-back games against ranked teams by 35 or more. They beat San Diego State by 40, Auburn by 30, and then the championship beat Gonzaga by 40. So you hinted at it, but today when the AP poll comes out, Dana, are they going to be the number one team in the country?
I think they should. I think they probably have the most impressive victories so far. Mm-hmm. And this kind of teaches us a little lesson here, boys. It's just early in the season, I think we all tend to overreact. Whether it doesn't matter the sport, we all see something and we get all giddy and we have our hot takes, and it's like, all right, let's just take some time, let these teams figure it out, get a little healthier. Michigan definitely had a couple injuries, like they figured it out. And I sent a text in our group chat, I think a couple days before the Gonzaga game, and I said Gonzaga's legit, and we just saw Michigan put it in the dirt. So it's like, I think they have the most impressive resume so far. Mm-hmm. But it's like I said, like the Wake Forest game, I think we were kind of trashing them a little bit for how they played in that one. And the TCU game was not pretty. But it's like, just give these teams and these coaches a little time to figure it out. And once they do, like you see, when they're healthy, they're a wagon.
I will say about Michigan, their defense is they're probably going to be the best defensive team in the country. They have been so far, I think, and
Number one.
I don't know if they'll keep this up throughout the season. I expect them to. Their front court, they might have the best front court in the country. In fact, I'll just say they do. They at the very worst, even if they regress a little bit defensively, they're going to have a top 3 defense in all of college basketball the entire season. So, like, do I expect them to win every game by 30 like they did in the players era? Of course not. At some point, they're going to miss shots. They're going to, not – because that was sort of the story for me, was they were hitting all sorts of threes. Guys are stepping – like Will Cheddar comes off the bench. against Gonzaga, and it's like the first time he touches the ball is like a transition three, and he lets it fly just immediately, like without hesitation. He hits it, and if Michigan is playing that way offensively, they are unbeatable. I don't expect him to be that good offensively every game. I do expect him to be that good defensively. I think they're going to be a problem defensively with Mara in the middle, just swatting everything away, and Johnson and Yaxel, dude, their front court's outrageous.
Sick.
They're not a perfect team, of course. That's the joy of college basketball. It's almost impossible to build a perfect team. Like Cadeau, he's been playing really well, assisting guys and all that, and he's even shooting the ball better than he usually does. But there will be a game where he'll go 2 for 11. There will be a game where the offense is a disaster, and they're 5 for 26 from the 3-point line and turning it over and all that. But I think they're going to be in every single game because they're just going to play great defense.
Well, we talked about at the beginning of the year the which conference could be the best. Right now, the Big Ten has the top 2 teams in KenPom, with Michigan at 1 and Purdue at 2.
Yeah.
Is this recency bias or having just seen what Michigan's done? Because Purdue has gone to Tuscaloosa and won, beaten Texas Tech by 30. Are you saying that right now you would take Michigan to win the Big Ten, or is Purdue still the class of the Big Ten?
I mean, I'm still contextualizing these things like I have so far earlier in the season, which is Purdue has the higher floor, Michigan has the higher ceiling. I think Illinois was in the mix, which we could talk about them in a second, but I think Illinois, I thought, had a high ceiling as well. I'm slightly worried about them, but I think Michigan's ceiling, as we saw this week, is higher than anyone else's in the Big Ten. It's just, can you trust that Michigan will have that sort of productive offense and the balanced offense throughout the entire season? I mean, there's no reason not to, honestly, unless you're just trying to poke holes
I think coming into it, I thought Gonzaga had a very strong case for best defense in the country.
Yeah,
Michigan dismantled that defense,
destroyed him.
Yeah, and like the ball movement looked very crisp, and I think, like you said, they're going to have off nights, but I think I trust this offense going into conference play.
Does everybody – I'm not even talking about just this room. I just mean college basketball as a whole. Is everybody just desperate to not have Purdue be the number 1 team?
Yes.
That's what it seems like.
Yes.
Purdue is –
Pretty much.
Purdue –
Yeah.
like –
just don't get me wrong. What Michigan did this week was very impressive. They also stumbled at the beginning of the year as how they looked as a team.
Yeah.
Purdue has 2 very solid, very impressive wins on their resume, and everyone today is going to talk about Michigan.
Should Michigan
the
be
number 1 team going into the season has dominated everybody.
The preseason number 1 team with the preseason National Player of the Year has not come close to losing a basketball game. Houston already was the number 1 team. Houston jumped them in one of the polls. Houston took number 1 from them. Then Arizona, has been playing great. Arizona had, before Feast Week, they had the best resume in the country. They still might. I don't know. I haven't really sat down and compared strength of schedules and shit. But Arizona has a case to be the number 1 team in the country, and people were making that case.
Duke.
That's a case.
We will talk about.
It's just fascinating because I can't remember a time where this has happened, where the number 1 team in the country, who's kind of a – they're not a finished product, but like every time we talk about Purdue, we make the same point. Like, we know what we're getting out of this Purdue team. It's a roster that has continuity from last year, and we know how good they are. And yet it just feels like every single Monday we sit down, we're like, are we sure Purdue's number 1? And for this new team that played really well last week, should they be number 1?
What do you think it is? Do you think is Braden Smith unlikable, or are people unhappy that it's not a bunch of new fresh faces?
I think that's what it is. Yeah, it's fatigue almost. It's like, and it is. It is just knowing that I think that Purdue, you just kind of know what they are, and it's not sexy and fun in a way that, like, this Michigan team blowing out Gonzaga is like, whoa, where did this come from? But there's nothing Purdue can do at this point that would shock anybody.
Yeah.
And that it does, like, Purdue doesn't get the blood flowing for anybody, which is like the problem that they've created. Like, it's a good problem to have. It's just they've been so consistently good. But I think that might be what it is. I think Purdue, I don't know, you would have assumed, like, blowing out Texas Tech would have sort of done that, you know?
And they went to Tuscaloosa.
Yeah. You would have assumed that would have happened, but they went to Tuscaloosa and won. Like, it's not like Purdue is just playing cupcakes. They beat, like, going into the Texas Tech game, it was JT Top and Braden Smith. I know Cam Boozer, who is all but locked up National Player of the Year already, and it's December 1st. But going into that Texas Tech Purdue game, it was Toppin and Braden Smith were the 2 best players in the country, and they made Toppin look bad. They go on like a 20-0 run. Purdue's playing great basketball is what I'm saying, and it is weird that I don't think it's just us. I think it's everybody is just sort of looking for another team to put above Purdue.
For sure. Let's talk about some of the other teams in the Players era. So Michigan went 3-0. We started with them, but Michigan was not the only team to go 3-0 in the Players era, which I guess we can talk about the negatives of the entire tournament first. What bothered you guys most? Is it the crowds? Is it the weird start times for big games? Is it the format? Just overall,
is it Kelvin Sampson saying he would play in a parking lot if you paid him $1 million? Him just.
Is it every media member that was there just randomly going to bat for the tournament?
Yeah, they must have been getting paid a little bit there too.
How great the crowds are,
bizarre.
while the crowds are very visibly not great.
Yeah, what was that?
Well,
They all got a memo at the same time, like, hey, we need you to boost this tournament a little bit.
We had Michigan go 3-0, and then when we're talking about just bizarre situations, Tennessee won by 25 against Rutgers, and then beat what was supposed to be the toughest team there, Houston. They had to play in the third place game.
Right.
Iowa State went 2-0 and then didn't make any sort of meaningful game. They got put up in a consolation against 0-2 Syracuse, blew them out. So we had Michigan.
Iowa State went 3-0 in their third game. They won by 30, and they finished 5th place.
Got $0.
Is that right?
I
They
don't
went
get it.
2-0 and their prize was 0-2 Syracuse.
they
It's
finished
not even
I
like
don't get it.
So and then Kansas goes 3-0 without Darren Peterson, and they get third place for it. So how would you fix, or what would you do differently? Because they said they're going to make changes. What would you?
You need a bracket.
It's the
I mean,
bracket.
you need a bracket one.
90% of the
You need a bracket
Bracket.
because the other problem is the crowds, which I don't know if the crowds would be that great anyway. But if you're a fan of, say, a Kansas and you want to go to one of these events and watch Kansas this week, you're like, oh, that's awesome. 3 games in Vegas. I would love to go to that. What time do we play? Actually, it kind of depends on that second game. If you win by 15 or more, you would then play on the Wednesday at this time. But on and you have no idea when you play, then it makes it hard for travel. It makes it hard for planning stuff. Like, why would you go to these events?
I don't get the challenge here. Maybe Rick, you could explain it to me. But even next year, they said they heard the feedback. There needs to be changes. There's 32 teams, but we're not sure if we can do a bracket. What?
Yeah, no plans to do a bracket next year.
It's stupid. It's so stupid.
No plans to make changes. They're just going to do the same format but stretched out.
I hate the point differential thing too. I think that's stupid.
Why is beating Houston by 3? That's a bad win because you needed to beat someone worse by more.
Iowa State gets a quad 1 win against St. John's, but because they only won by like 3, doesn't really.
The only time point differential should ever be entertained is if we're all playing the same team. If you're playing like a round robin where everybody's playing the same group of teams, then maybe point differential has some sort of value.
I
but
just
like,
don't get it.
it's
He
very
tried
stupid.
to justify it by being like, "Oh, we all play in these AAU tournaments growing up, and it's like something we're all familiar with." And no, it would.
It's not. I'm not familiar. I played a million AAU tournaments and never saw anything like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any fucking sense because you're right. We have a pool.
Yeah.
You have like the same
Never
pool where
a point
everybody.
differential.
Yeah, where everybody plays everybody. I like the event so far as it gives us great matchups.
Yeah.
I like that. That's about where it ends for me.
Right.
That's it. I like that we get whatever leads to really, really good teams playing each other early in the season. That's awesome. Everything else about it I fucking hate. I even hate the fact that like the winner gets more money than the second play. I hate that. I hate that like as you're watching the game, they're just reminding you, of course, now if they win by 20, they get a chance at the $1 million. It just feels so tacky. It feels
like the
I know I'm an
TBT
old man yelling at clouds. Yeah, it's like the TBT. It's like watching some alternative basketball fucking like and one mixtape type shit where they're just have all these like extra incentives to I don't know. I become an old man yelling at the clouds with this stuff, but yeah, I mean, why not just like every donkey get $5,000? Why not just throw a rule? Like that's how I feel watching. I'm like, this is so fucking tacky. Just like win the basketball game because it's a basketball game and you want to win the game like that. I don't need the commentators as a reminder. What's on the line? What's on the line is a basketball game. That's it. That's all that matters. It's just like win the fucking game in front of you. I don't know, but
basketball.
I don't trust that they're going to fix it
Basketball
next year.
team-wise,
Yeah.
I loved all the matchups. There's a lot of great games. I have a couple questions here. So I came into this season kind of sucking off Houston a little bit. They didn't look great, and we saw – I just spit all over my iPad. That's good. We saw them during the Syracuse game. We were talking in our group chat a little bit about how good Syracuse looked. But then you see Houston. They barely eked that one out, and then they lose to Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Are they not as good as we thought? Is this just maybe like a weird tournament? Are they going to be fine? That's kind of the question that I had about Houston coming out of this tournament is they didn't look as
They don't
good or
look that
dominant
good,
as
yeah.
we thought they would.
I don't think the defense is quite as dominant as we're used to.
74 points to Syracuse.
Yeah.
I know in overtime, but still 66 to Notre Dame. That's good, but I don't know. They didn't look as good as I had hoped coming when I came in here and said that they should be the number 1 team in the nation preseason. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, I mean, Kel, I trust Sampson will have them at a good spot by the end of the season. But yeah, I would agree with that. I think the defense is what stands out to me. Is they don't look like a boa constrictor defensively, which is what you're used to seeing out of Houston. It's just like they just make life hell for every team that plays them, and they're still good on defense, but they just don't have that like extra level of fear right now.
What did they do? Because like you mentioned earlier, Purdue started out preseason number 1, and then Houston jumped to they've beaten. I mean, their first week was Lehigh and
the Auburn game.
They beat Auburn by 1.
They beat Auburn by 1.
And and like you said, the whole world is so excited to get Purdue out of that number 1 spot. Dana's right. Their best win right now is Auburn, who's 22nd in Ken Palm, and they lost to Tennessee.
Well, they beat Purdue head-to-head last year in the tournament.
People forget that.
I think that's what it was. I think people think that game was this season. Is that what it was?
That could be it.
Syracuse can't make free throws. That was annoying.
The problem.
Yeah.
I was so into that Syracuse-Houston game because Melo's sitting courtside. Did you see Melo like coaching the last possession, which was really funny because that was one of the worst possessions of basketball I've ever seen. Syracuse at the end of regulation, Syracuse had a chance to win it, and then they didn't even get a shot off, did they? Cody, you're a Syracuse guy, right?
Yeah.
Did they get a shot off?
Hell no.
Okay.
What does Melo coaching look like?
What do you think?
Just, hey, everybody clear out?
Yeah, he was just standing up, just like waving his hand. He's like, get the ball to my son and get out of the way. Everybody get the fuck out of the way. But they cannot make free throws.
They're shooting 57%.
That's crazy.
That's 363rd in the country. That's not even just can't shoot free throws. Like 57% is every other one. You're missing the free throw.
That's not one guy on the team can't shoot free
Right.
throws.
That's not your big guy
team-wide
can't
issue.
shoot.
They almost beat Kansas too, right?
What did you shoot from the free throw line? Like overall, would you say?
I was bad, but I
really.
What do you mean in college?
I'm just saying, like, what?
College,
does it
I think
take?
I was 2 for 2. I think I was 100%. Maybe.
I'm just saying,
maybe
like, there
3 for 4
are
or
people
something?
that can't get on a college basketball roster unless they can shoot like 90% from the free throw line.
Yeah.
And they've got a team of Division I high major talent shooting 50% from the.
It's crazy.
It's absurd.
Yeah, it is absurd. And they would have had 2 big upsets if they could make free throws. Other stray thoughts I had. I'm worried about St. John's.
Yeah.
I think St. John's.
They were probably the big loser.
I think St. John's is in serious trouble.
They're giving up 88 points per game to
Yeah.
SEC and Big 12 opponents.
Yeah.
And for
Not
the
good.
length and athleticism that they have, that they're bad defensively,
Yeah.
I think is a serious red flag.
They don't have a point guard. They don't have. I want to trust Patino. I don't. I don't trust this roster. I don't trust the vibes around the team. They're in a bad spot.
They've
they're
now
in
faced
a really, really bad
They've
spot.
faced 3 ranked teams, and all 3 have beaten them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not good.
How do you guys feel about Kansas? Kansas went 3-0 throughout the weekend. Obviously, Darren Peterson still has not returned. They got 3rd place.
Yeah.
When you add what was supposed to be perhaps the best player in the country, when he comes back, is this team a team to be reckoned with?
That was the biggest surprise other than Michigan, which like I didn't expect Michigan to win every game by 30, so I'm not gonna sit here and say I saw that coming. But Michigan was a team that I was high on, so like the fact that Michigan went 3-0 was not a surprise to me. I do think Michigan, I knew they were going to be pretty good this year. Kansas playing as well as they have without Peterson is a surprise, and it's a welcome surprise. I think their defense has been awesome. Trey White has been very, very good for them.
Dunga's a beast.
is awesome. Love that kid.
6 blocks a game.
I mean, I understand it. He was not born and raised in Indiana, but I'll be honest, as a Hoosier myself and a guy that loves Indiana Mr. Basketballs, the erasing of his Indiana roots is breaking my heart. That every time they talk about him, they just say he's from Congo.
Yeah.
Is that where he's from? He played high school.
Where did he go to high school?
Kinshasa.
Kokomo, Indiana. He's Indiana Mr. Basketball, and it's fair why they're doing it, but I would
really
like a
good.
little more Indiana Mr. Basketball love for him. But yeah, he's been awesome. They're winning with defense, and when Peterson gets back, and I have no reason to believe that he is wired this way, but I guess the fear with a guy like him that can every time he has the ball in his hands, he thinks he can score, and he probably can. The fear is that he becomes a chucker and kind of fucks up the chemistry and stuff. I don't know. As long as they avoid that, I think they're in a good spot. If he can kind of plug him back in and keep the mojo going.
Something to keep
Kansas
an
has
eye
been a
on.
great surprise, yeah.
I mean, I don't believe it, but there could be the Trae Young effect. Atlanta Hawks are good without him. I don't believe that, but keep an eye on it when he gets back.
Yeah.
Yeah, they played good basketball this week.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to close the door on the players.
Can I say one team?
Yep.
I want to shout out one team, Iowa State.
Oh my goodness.
Reno?
I love
They're
them.
so good.
Dude, I love Iowa State. Beat the Johnnies, beat Syracuse. Who's the third team they beat? It was a good game.
Fucking motherfucking.
Hold
so
on.
many games. Trying to remember.
Hold on. I got it.
Creighton.
Joshua Jefferson, his stat lines are just sexy. It's I think right now he's averaging 19, 7, and 5 or something. Obviously they have this freshman. He's from France, I think. It's like Bor. I don't even know how to say it. I'm bad with names. Bjor. What the fuck? Someone help me out. Hold on.
You got it.
Torrey.
Torrey.
Silovich, and Lipsy. I know Lipsy's been hurt, but they look really good. I think they're kind of the class of the Big 12 right now. Keep your eye on that team as a potential to.
And they come to
Awesome
Purdue
week.
this week on Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk later, but this week is
It's been
litmus test for everyone.
dude. Every week has been awesome.
Totally.
You mentioned we can move on, but you mentioned kid from France. That's something that stood out to me too. Is I think it like kind of snuck up on me this season. How many foreign guys?
Yeah, so many.
Did they change that rule about NIL? And I didn't know about it. That they changed it. Wasn't the thing that foreign dudes can't take NIL money for some reason?
Oh,
Yes,
I remember that was a problem with Edie.
Yeah, because Purdue played the exhibition in Canada
Yeah.
that one year, so Edie could make all his money. And I remember like Tommy Lloyd was getting all these foreign dudes, and they were talking like that was one of the things early in Tommy Lloyd's Arizona tenure was all these foreign guys don't get paid.
The most recent thing I have is September 19th. A judge blocked the U.S. government, being like, you can't say foreign kids can't make money.
Yeah, so they have to be
what it
getting paid.
appears, yeah.
They have to be getting paid because suddenly you like snap your finger and look up and there's like seemingly every good team has at least one guy from overseas on the roster. Yeah, that snuck up on me.
One more players there, a team I want to talk about. What do we make of Tennessee? Because I walked away from that Houston game thinking they might be the best team in the country.
Right,
This might
same.
be the year Rick Barnes finally breaks through, and then they go to Kansas and they do the thing that Rick Barnes' team always does, where they forget how to score for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do we make
I
of that?
agree. I every time I want to believe in them, there's a reason not to. It just feels like a typical Tennessee team. I don't know. So I believe that they are going to be good. I believe that they're going to be a top 4, maybe top 3 seed in the NCAA tournament. But yeah, Amen and Gillespie have to be the guys that score for them. Yeah.
Right.
I think it's a classic 3-seed Tennessee team that reaches the Sweet 16, possibly the Elite 8, but
And
no
loses to
further than
Purdue.
that. Yes.
And they lose to Purdue.
Does it matter at all that they won the first game, dominated, won the game of the tournament in the second one against Houston, and then weren't playing in the championship? Does that factor in at all as how you come out for the
Yeah,
the
you
game?
think they were
a little bummed
It's
or
still an
Bummed,
opportunity to get a quad one.
What were they
Kansas
playing?
win on your
They're
tournament
playing-
resume, though.
what did third get? 500.
Yeah, but quad 1 is like, who gives a fuck about a quad 1 when you could have made money?
I'm not saying the kids
I'm joking.
weren't playing
That's
hard. But
sarcasm, bro.
there's no doubt in that locker room that there was some thought of, this is some bullshit.
Yeah.
We just beat Houston, who you guys all said was going to win this tournament, and now we're
Yeah.
playing for third. So just an interesting wrinkle into the tournament.
Which isn't even a tournament.
The
The
MTE.
event, the MTE.
Also, is every
games.
game not a
An
multi?
MTE, yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
multi-one?
MTE. I don't understand who came up with it, and we just run with it like it's MTE is stupid.
Let's
It should be a tournament. Every MTE should be a tournament. Just call it a fucking tournament. Give me a bracket. Move on.
let's touch on one more MTE, Tice. I want to give you a quick moment to talk Maui. I know it was completely, underhyped. I don't know if you would say over-delivered, under-delivered, but we did get the championship game you wanted
We
from
did.
our last show.
Yeah.
The Arizona State. Where you did you watch? Did you care? Is it solvable? Is it
I didn't watch as much as I wanted to.
Uh-huh.
I'll be honest. I think I had this idea that I was going to watch a lot, and then it just just didn't grab me.
Yeah.
It just didn't grab me. I would throw the TV on, and every time there was a Maui game being played, there was a better game on a different channel, and that sucks, and that's just the reality of it. So I didn't watch as much as I want to, but we did get the championship we wanted. We got the 2 coaches we wanted. USC wins. Chad Baker-Mazara's MVP. Back-to-back Maui Invitational champions. And I realized, because he won it with Auburn last year and he won it with USC this year, if I'm a college basketball player, I might just transfer to a team that's playing in Maui every year. I might just go 4 straight Mauis. I think I would do that. I think I would seriously consider that. I think that's how you get Maui back to having having the cachet is that you tell all the coaches that you should just use it as a recruiting trip. Just be like,
we're going to
free trip to Maui. Yeah. Everybody that enters the portal will be like, we're going to Maui next year. You should just come play for us for 1 year. We're going to go to Maui.
Did anyone else get any eyes on Maui? I mean, I know Rico Bosco was using Mostly Hoops group chat number 2 to complain about a lot of the chat, but
they played the championship at 2:30 Eastern.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
You guys see the locker room?
What's that?
Look at this locker
What do you mean? Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
That's it, babe.
I love that.
It's just Mark, do you
Full Adams.
That's how It's not even a room. It's just you walk up the stairs behind the gym and they just put a curtain up.
Yeah.
It's just like a section. Yeah, I think like the other locker rooms on the other side of the curtain.
It's crazy.
I would say keep an eye on these USC boys.
7-0.
The championship, they didn't have the Maryland transfer. What's his name?
Rodney Rice.
Yeah.
Rodney Rice.
Him and Mazzara, who I still can't believe is still playing, are both averaging 20. Coach Mussel's obviously, an elite coach. Coach Ruda. I don't know if you guys know Coach Ruda. Shout out Coach Ruda.
Uh-huh.
I think they're, if they have 2 guys that are averaging 20 heading into conference play and they can kind of keep that up, they also have another dude averaging 17. I mean, they could be a team to keep your eye on. Nothing crazy, but that conference seems to be kind of like breeding winners right now.
What's the most interesting conference to you, Dana?
I think
not the best. I don't care about
10.
Yeah, is it the Big Ten?
I think it's the Big Ten. I would say they're the strongest at the top, and then they probably have a worse basement of teams
than the SEC.
Yeah.
12. Yeah.
And the SEC is more just consistent all the way through. Even the Big 12, I say. But the top teams in the Big Ten, I think, probably have the best chance of winning a title. I would say they have the most teams.
I like that.
Dude, we're talking Michigan and Purdue. What about Michigan State?
Michigan State.
Did that North Carolina win move you at all from they can't
win the title? Yeah, it moved me a little. I'm not there. I don't think they can. I'm still not to a point where I think they can win a national title. But
week, so I think
we're getting closer. Yeah. We're definitely getting closer, dude. Fears is awesome.
Yeah, he is.
I think that's the biggest change for me is how well he's playing, because I think it's cool that guys like that stick around at a place and you get to watch them progress through their career. But then it almost works against him in the way I perceive him, because I just remember him as a freshman being so inconsistent and stuff, and then that just sticks in your brain. And he's kind of got that out of his system. He's just one of the best guards in the country right now.
So I
want they rebound. They move the ball. The balanced scoring. I love Michigan State so much.
So they out-rebounded North Carolina 37-30, out-rebounded Kentucky 42-28, out-rebounded Arkansas 45-33.
That's Tom Izzo, baby.
So the threes aren't falling, but they got something they can do at an elite level.
Some handwritten notes.
Yeah,
I love that.
Ricky's ready to go today. I like that.
I always bring notes.
Are Hoosiers 4th best team in the Big Ten?
Yeah, Cody, pull up the net ranking for me real quick.
Yep.
Because I think there's something we want to take note of there.
There's a couple teams in
here. All right.
Rick,
because we talk about Michigan State, the top teams of the Big Ten. Michigan State's at 10 in the net ranking. So whoever's maybe 11th might be another top team in the Big Ten. Oh, no.
Michigan is number 1 in the first net rankings.
Okay.
Duke,
so
Purdue,
Indiana is 11th
Arizona.
in the net ranking.
Okay. All right, hang the banner.
Rick,
we're talking
so the point you're trying to make is we almost made this tweet.
We're talking about the top teams. We're right there with Michigan State.
Pull up the
zoom out.
Pull up the others receiving votes. Joe Tipton net ranking tweet, please.
I mean, asking for
suck on that, haters. Hoosiers almost in Joe Tipton.
We're 11. We're right behind Michigan.
Rick, I did have individual questions for each of you. I was going to give you 60 seconds.
We're in the reply. We're not in the original tweet, but we're first
in
the reply.
The first reply.
Rick, I was going to let you speak on them for a second. Is this team legit, or are they 7-0 and haven't played anyone better than Marquette yet?
It's like if the threes are falling, we can beat any team in the country. If the threes aren't falling, then it can get pretty ugly. The front court's pretty weak. We got this kid Reed Bailey transfer from Davidson. He's really starting to pick it up, but we have him and we have, like 2 guys in the front court that can play consistent minutes. So I don't think the ceiling is that high, like championship high, but I think on any given night, Darren DeVries can run you off the floor.
Big litmus test on Saturday. You guys have Louisville in Indianapolis, correct?
Yep.
So that
is this like sneaky the biggest day for Indiana athletics on Saturday in recent history? Like I'm trying to think of, like you say, like national championships the basketball team played in, but 2002
Maryland championship.
But as far as like two different teams playing at the same time, because I think Louisville is one of those teams. I think Louisville is if we're doing like tier, like we keep talking about teams that could be number 1 or whatever. I think you just do like who's in the top tier. I think Louisville's in that mix with your Purdue's and your Michigans and all these other teams we're talking about. If Indiana can beat Louisville,
then you're here.
That's like an announcement of like this is a new era of Indiana basketball.
Feeling.
It's the same with the football team.
Are you going to be
which if you
it's the biggest Saturday of my life.
Would you take 1-1 right now? Saturday? If I asked you right now, guarantee you 1-1, would you take 1-1 on Saturday?
Which one's the one?
1-1.
Well, that's just 1-1. Just
would
1-1.
you
No, because the football game is infinitely times more important than non-con against Louisville.
So you don't care about the Louisville game then?
Football.
Sounds like.
Not nearly on the same
school.
level I care about as winning a conference championship in football and beating 12-0 Ohio State. That's obviously
football school.
Football school.
Now, and you know what, Rick? That attitude is why you're in the reply on Joe Tips' tweet.
All right.
I think a change in attitude would get you.
All right, Titus. We're moving on to your topic, which is Duke. Okay, so
hold on.
Duke opened the season. They beat Texas by 15. They beat Kansas in the Champions Classic. But then Thanksgiving night, all of America got to see him. Cam Boozer, 35-9. He scored 35 twice.
Yep.
He leads Duke in points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks. I'm going to give you a statement, and you say true or false.
Okay.
I have 3 of them.
Okay.
Number 1, Cam Boozer is the best player in the country.
True.
Number 2, Cam Boozer is the best freshman Duke has had in the past 2 years.
False.
And
False.
number 3, Duke is the best team in the country.
That one's tougher. False.
Okay.
I have to think false. But they could be the best team in the country. So like last week I said I don't think this Duke team's special. I still feel that way, but it's the context there is in relation to all the other Duke teams. Every Duke team is very, very good. Every single Duke team that has existed for the last 20 plus years has been good enough to win a national championship,
Totally.
So, like, this team can win a national championship. This team could be the best team in the country. I just don't feel like – I think Cam Boozer is all but has National Player of the Year locked up because his production is not going anywhere. It does. If you double him, he is such a good passer. He plays under control. Like, there's nothing anybody can do to slow him down, and I think he's going to get his in basically every game they play. And I know that seems outrageous. It's December 1st with all the talent across the country and all these great freshmen and Braden Smith is still playing really, really well. To feel like the race is already over is crazy to say. I don't think it's 100% over, but I can't envision a world where his production he's not gonna score 35 every night, but you know what I'm saying. Like there's not gonna be like a 5-game stretch where he's averaging 9.5 points, and it's like, what the hell's wrong with Boo? He's going to be great every single time he takes the floor.
And that's obviously high praise. You just said he's pretty much the National Player of the Year, but I guess what I don't understand is last year when Cooper Flagg was leading in all 5 of those major categories, it's like, how could this person stuff?
Right.
Well, Boozer's doing that right now
right.
for them too. So
I guess the way he doesn't win is if Duke loses. Like if the team
wins
themselves, yeah. If Duke like loses like 11 games or something, then you can start poking holes in his resume. But I expect Duke to be in the top 10 all season. I expect him to be putting up these numbers.
And they have a huge week ahead. They host Florida on Tuesday and they go to Michigan State on Saturday. So I guess by the time we do this show next week, if they go 2-0 this week,
yeah,
I mean, they're going to all of a sudden be in the
that Duke Michigan State game is going to be so good. That's the one I'm so. I mean, so we have Carolina at Kentucky, Louisville at Arkansas, Iowa State at Purdue, Duke at Michigan State, Illinois at Tennessee, but Duke Michigan State's the one for me. That's the one I'm most excited about.
Anyone got any thoughts on Duke? Cam Boozer, I know you're a fan, Dana.
I love them. The thing, I'm looking at their page on ESPN right now. It's really annoying me because it gives their pull it up, Cody, if you can.
What do you got?
The Duke ESPN page.
Okay.
It gives all the leaders at the top, and he's leading everything, but he's tied in blocks, and they did Gangba instead of his face. That's annoying.
Oh,
I want his face all the way
It
through.
could be his face across
it's
the
just-
board.
Would they go alphabetical? Well, they wouldn't. Cam Boozer, right?
No. See?
Oh, you.
He's
Oh,
tied
that's
in
not
blocks.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
It
should
would
just
be
be
so
Cam
much
Boozer
cooler
across
if
the
he was
board.
all the way through. I don't know. I'm just going by the stats. His brother, I thought, would have a little more output, but I mean, you can't complain with what's going on right now.
Are you paying attention to Cooper Flag and Con Kniffel, by the way?
Oh yeah, dude.
Concanipple is
you wanna talk
killing the
NBA.
association
If,
right now.
And his uncle's a great football official, by the way. I just got to
Oh, yeah, dude, that was awesome.
Incredible.
Dude, I jumped off the. I was just. Oh my god! I did the Leo meme. Yeah, with the first flag. Of course, Cole Knippel, our referee. I was like, "That's the guy."
That's crazy.
I don't know how Duke fans will ever get over. I'm not even a Duke fan, Tate, and I'll never get over the Houston game last year.
Not even a Duke fan.
I'm not even a Duke fan. I'm not even a Duke fan, and they're just like once every 3 weeks, I'll just like wake up in the middle of the night and just go, "How did Duke lose to Houston? How did they blow that game?"
Here's my
And
question.
it just gets worse the more you watch Cooper Flag and
It
Con
was like
Knippel. You're like,
27 and
you're like,
7
how the
every
fuck
night.
did they lose that game?
It's absurd, but my question to you is this. If it wasn't Duke, would it not hurt more? Because, like you said, every Duke team can win a title.
That's
Duke
true.
wins titles. Are Duke fans, do you think, like, painfully hurt that they blew that game and blew that type of generational talent? Or is it like, well, we have Cam Boozer?
We have another. Yeah, there's always going to be another. Like, it would hurt so much more if it was like Nebraska or something. They're like, we'll never get back here.
If any one of our teams, if Indiana blew
Yeah.
a game like that, you would be heartbroken you'd still be heartbroken.
I
today.
wouldn't leave my apartment for
Yeah.
several weeks.
We got to ask.
That was.
We got to ask Hank how he feels about the Blue Devils.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. I do want to turn this over to Dana Beers because, Dana, you had a tweet this week that I thought was genius, and I'm super excited about this segment. You said, who do we need to talk about more?
Yep.
So first, I'm going to give you this floor to speak. If you only could talk about one team right now, and I only said, Dana, of all the replies, you got to talk about one team. Who'd you talk about? What would you say?
You know what I'm going to do before I do that? I'm going to talk about Pardon My Cheesesteak because that buys me more time to think about my answer.
Smart.
Pardon My Cheesesteak has teamed up with Penn Station East Coast Subs to offer a new cheesesteak that raises the bar even higher for cheesesteak lovers. Introducing the Mega Cheesesteak, a limited-time offer for this football season. The one-of-a-kind sub is built with a mega portion of steak, pepperoni, provolone, and American cheeses, sautéed onions, mushrooms, banana peppers, and mayo. Oh, I love banana peppers. Penn Station's been around for 40 years, is huge in the Midwest, and is the OG in craveable grilled subs. Available exclusively at all 320 Penn Station locations. You can literally watch your Mega Cheesesteak sizzle and melt on the grill. The Mega Cheesesteak with fresh-cut fries, fresh squeezed lemonade, and a fresh-baked cookie. That's an undefeated combo. Penn Station Subs is the only place where fans can get the Mega Cheesesteak. Order it in-store, online, or through the Penn Station app for delivery. I think that's it. I think I read it all.
It's a great way to end ads.
That was-
And the paper is
Does that
finished.
say that on the sheet? I think that's it.
To answer your question,
I'm going to give you the platform to talk about more.
I have multiple teams, but I think we got to give a little bit of love to the Iowa Hawkeyes, boys.
Great
I
call.
know they haven't had the hardest schedule, but I love Bennett Sturts. I love Ben McCollum. I think he's just a winner. I think we got to keep our eye on this squad. Again, schedule, going through it right now. It's not.
They're at Michigan State tomorrow.
They're at Michigan State tomorrow. That's their biggest test. They beat Ole Miss. They beat Xavier. Bennett Sturts is a dog. He had 29 against Ole Miss. I think that was also one of the most common replies to that tweet was, let's talk about Iowa.
He's number one cold ass white boy for
Yes.
me this year.
A lot of
He's number one on
already.
number one on the cold ass white boy power ranking.
That's
right now.
extremely
Wow.
high
Bennett Sturts.
praise.
Yeah.
wow.
That's the highest praise I can give.
Yeah.
Rick. That's the highest. That's
Wow.
the best I can do. It's the best I can do is I can say you're the number one cold ass white boy in college basketball.
He really is.
He's
And
awesome.
I think the most replies I got, like Iowa just loves their basketball, not just Iowa, Iowa State as well.
Yeah.
I had, I was going to say, oh, never mind. I almost said something really dumb. But
No.
I gotta have.
Don't think about it. You're fine.
Yeah, for a second I thought Creighton was in Iowa, but it's in Nebraska.
Close enough.
Who?
It's not
But
that
that
dumb.
area,
That's not that dumb.
that area
Yeah.
of basketball,
The
Creighton,
Heartland.
and then that's my other team I was going to talk about was Nebraska basketball, Nebraska ball, Rink Mast. You know this guy?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
18 and 7 or something at the moment. Big dude.
He's like
Can
a
shoot
7-footer,
threes.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The basketball is 8-0.
They beat BYU in the televised
They did.
exhibition game. I think Mass balled out in that one too.
They love their basketball in that little pocket of the Midwest. I'm telling you, there's some teams down there. I don't think they're gonna win any championships anytime soon, but they're all winning, and they're all beating the teams they're supposed to. The basketball, keep an eye on them as
Dana,
well.
the two teams you've talked about so far are Big Ten teams. You're
I
a
know.
Big Ten
You're a
guy.
Big
I
Ten
like the
guy.
Big
How
Ten.
about that?
This is
The
a Big
deep,
Ten
deep
podcast
league, man.
led by Dana Beard.
I love the Big Ten.
Dana, go ahead.
No, you know a Big Ten team that we haven't talked about yet that I just want to – I'm not worried about them, but I'm keeping an eye on them. I'm monitoring vitals is what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like I think it's time for your physical, a checkup. I just want to make sure you're coming in every month or so. We're just kind of keeping an eye on this. And it's Illinois. It's Illinois because Illinois. I'm not panicking. I'm not. What I am starting to notice is that since the UConn game a couple years ago in the tournament, the Elite Eight, UConn goes on the 30-0 run, historic. One of the most insane displays of domination you've seen on a stage like that, the Elite Eight. Since that, Illinois last year had a problem. I felt with they didn't lose every big game. Like they had some good wins last year, but it felt like every time Illinois was in a position where they had the nation's attention, they would not win the game. And so far this season, that is continuing. Where I'm not they beat Texas Tech, so that's good, but also Texas Tech, I don't think is as good of a team as we thought they were in that moment when Illinois beat them, and JT Toppin was playing out of his mind, but then Purdue smokes Texas Tech, and Texas Tech seems to just basically be like a two-man team right now, and they might not actually even be that good, Texas Tech. I'm worried that Illinois might be really, really good, but they'll never be this iteration won't be great. That's what I'm worried about. That this has been a problem for them. This was a problem last year where every time I'd watch Illinois, I'm like, oh my God, the potential is there.
Yep.
I see the vision. If they could pull it all together. And I felt that way going into this season. And so far, this UConn game, it wasn't even close really. UConn dominated them. And I'm worried that that's just kind of who they are right now, is they are good enough to beat the bad teams. But it's not. I mean, last year if memory serves, they went to Oregon, I think last year, and put it on Oregon, and that was kind of a surprise. They won by 30. I'm not saying that every time Illinois plays a good opponent they lose. What I'm saying is you get 3 to 5 chances in the regular season where it's the whole country's watching. This is the game, and I feel like when Illinois is in those spots lately, they do not play well, they lose.
We went all the way till about February last year talking about how they had the highest ceiling in the Big Ten until Duke beat them by 400 points at Madison Square Garden.
Right.
But this year it's the same way, and they go to Tennessee on Saturday, and that's another opportunity.
That's why I bring it up, because I need to see Illinois put it together in these big games, and kind of announce to the world that they are for real and not just a B plus A minus team.
They have a chance here on Saturday against Tennessee on the road.
Yeah.
That could be one of those games that you're talking about where it's everyone's watching. Can you actually step up in a hostile environment with a team that has a couple great players? I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see them winning that game, but I don't know. I could be wrong.
Beers, are we missing anyone else you want to talk about before we turn it over to the mostly portion for the end of the
Yeah,
show?
I'll rifle through a couple. Vanderbilt is 8-0, top of the SEC right now. They beat VCU and St. Mary's. They blew out St. Mary's.
Love their coach. I was trying to get IU to hire him. Byington.
Oh yeah, there's because the JMU thing with IU.
Yeah.
Yeah, hire all of JMU's coaches.
Worked once.
Yeah.
Siena and Coach Jerry McNamara. I don't think he'll be there too long. I think he'll get hired and scooped up in the next couple of years. They're 7-2.
He's at Siena?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
Mid-major to watch. I don't know. That's what someone said, and I did my research, and they're good. So shout out to Siena. Wyoming basketball. Do you guys know the coach of Wyoming? You know his name? It's an awesome name.
Oh fuck. I should know this.
And he's electric. Sundance Wicks.
Sundance Wicks?
Sonny.
Great name.
Sundance Wicks.
Sonny
Wyoming
Wicks.
basketball. Going to give some love to them. And then Dayton. Dayton lost, and this is a little side conversation about Cincinnati basketball right now in the state of the Bearcats. I'm not calling for Wes Miller to be fired yet, but the Crosstown shootout is this Friday against Xavier. It's the most intense, fiery rivalry in that city, and if they don't win that one, I don't think he lasts long. Cincinnati
He hasn't made a tournament in a few years, right?
It's not pretty.
Yeah.
What's going on right now? They have talent year after year, and they just can't get it done. So if they don't win that game, and Xavier is not good, we got to start having these conversations. And they're already having these conversations in the Bearcats community. And then, yeah,
Have you been to one of those games, by the way?
I went to the It's very intense.
Insane.
Yes.
It's
I went to
the
it
most
3 years
intense
ago.
rivalry I've ever seen.
Yeah,
And I mean
there's
that.
fights.
Really?
Everyone hates each other.
But it's so crazy because
Nancy Gates,
no one,
right?
and I say
Kenny
this,
Freese.
I say this lovingly, no one outside of Cincinnati gives a fuck.
No.
But like
Nobody.
inside Cincinnati, it is like the
It's-
most important thing in the world. It's crazy.
Blood in the water.
Yeah.
I have a question. Can you guys explain this Rick Pitino tweet to me? I don't get it.
He wants Dayton in the Big East.
What was the one he had yesterday?
The Lane Kiffin one?
Yeah. I tried to read it a couple times.
Okay.
I don't understand it.
Yeah, pull it up, Cody. Pull up the tweet.
I just
As
need you
Cody-
guys to help me
What?
through it.
The Patino thing is so funny to me as he pulls this up. Here it is.
I'm not knocking football, but there's something wrong with their calendar. I'm at St. John's, and we are potentially a 1 seed and can win a national championship this year. And I leave in March. What's going on here?
What does that mean?
It's a
Lane Kiffin.
Lane Kiffin thing.
Lane Kiff. Ole Miss is about to make the playoff in college football.
Oh, okay.
So starting,
All right,
what?
dude,
hold back up.
I feel like this is pretty easy.
Pull it back up. Pull it back up. Pull it back up.
All right.
So starting with the second sentence, it's a hypothetical.
I didn't realize it was a hypothetical.
Yeah.
I thought he was saying he was leaving in March. I was like, what's going on?
You thought this was breaking news?
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Thank God. All right.
I'm glad we could clear that up.
All right.
Which,
Continue.
by the way, Kevin Willard, who's a Patino disciple, did this very thing, more or less. Last year,
If you're a Maryland fan, you see Rodney Rice killing it at USC, you see Derek Queen killing it in the NBA, and you see Gillespie killing it on Tennessee. How are you not sick to your stomach for what Kevin Willard did to you?
he just gave up on his
Yeah.
team. Yeah, he's like, I'm going to Villanova. Fuck this. And he just
Unbelievable.
didn't officially do it yet, which that actually might be worse.
Might be worse, but it is different though. Like that, he did get to coach the tournament.
Yeah, he did. He at least coached the tournament.
Do you have an ad, Titus?
I do have an ad. Mr. Pibb is back and bolder than ever. Mr. Pibb delivers a bold kick of cherry, an intense sweet cherry flavor with hints of caramel and a lingering spicy finish. It's sweet with a bite, made for those who want more personality in their soda. Mr. Pibb is back with a bold kick of cherry, and now with 35% more caffeine, sweet cherry up front, spicy fizz on the follow. Mr. Pibb, available now at a store near you. Taste a bold kick of cherry. Get yourself a Mr. Pibb. Yeah.
Yeah,
Get yourself
baby.
some Mr. Pibb.
All right, we got
some Pibb.
we got a couple additional mostly items as we close out the show. First of all, Cody, can you pull up the Creighton broadcasters? Did you guys hear this?
This is
call?
incredible.
It-
This was incredible.
This is what makes college sports great. Creighton broadcasters going bananas over a blocking call against Baylor.
For what it's worth, I think they might have been right.
Oh.
I think they might have been right, but
Missed the dunk and a fucking foul. What are you talking about? That was 2 seconds after the play ended. Carr driving. He's outside the circle. He's outside the circle and he's set. He was outside the circle and he was set. Brett Smith blew it. He was outside the restricted
That's my
area.
favorite part.
He was straight up and down. He was set like the statue sitting out in front of New York, and they called that.
Incredible.
New York.
So
Hold on.
Like the,
here's my question, Dana.
What statue?
which statue is he talking about outside of New York?
That's the number one question.
Dana, a lot of times in broadcasting, they say he's too biased or whatever. That's fucking awesome. What do you think about, for big games, having one Creighton broadcaster and one Baylor broadcaster and
That's-
letting
It's a great
them go?
idea.
Very good idea. Yes, the more biased, the better. I'm a Celtics fan, and if you ever heard Tommy Heinsohn back in the day, this guy would just give it to the refs the whole time, and there's nothing better as a Celtics fan listening to your home broadcast being like totally biased. So I'm all for that.
I love this so much. In a time where, I mean, we talked about at the start of the show, football dominates everything. The whole world cares, or I guess this country, the whole country cares about football. It is a non-conference college basketball game in November and this guy is losing his mind like it's the national championship. It makes me so happy that we need guys like this out there. This is how I watch college basketball. Ohio State, who we have not talked about, and I make a concentrated effort to not talk about the Buckeyes too much on the show unless it's relevant. We lost to Pitt on a buzzer beater, Tate, and then we beat Michigan in football. I'm still sick to my stomach how that basketball game ended. I still my after the football game, my wife turns to me and she's like, "Oh, so that's good. Like you're going to be in a good mood this week." And I'm like, "Not really. I'm going to be honest with you, not really. Pitt sucks."
And that's
that was a bad loss.
2 years,
2 years
in a row.
in a row.
At the buzzer. Cody, play it. Here's my gripe here. Titus, explain to me how we don't have someone.
We have nobody on the inbounder, Tate. I don't know.
And we got a guy playing center field, which he does.
Yeah.
Ball wasn't hit to him.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
I think what happened is Jake Diebler played at Valparaiso.
Mm-hmm.
Valparaiso is home of the Pacer play
Mm-hmm.
in 1998. Bryce Drew hits the shot against Ole Miss. I think Jake Diebler believed that the only play that can be run there is Pacer, is that Pitt was going to throw the ball, and that's why we show it again, Cody. That's why we put Tilly, our big man, down there to intercept the pass. I'm kind of not kidding, by the way. I think he told the center, intercept
this play is
like
coming.
freeze it. Yeah, go back a little bit. 13 is just standing there at the top of the key, and he was standing there because it's like when they throw the ball there, just pick it off, and then they just never.
I think
threw
you're
the ball
right.
there. And he just stood there.
One other thing, Cody, pull that back up again. I want you to see the balls on this coach. Slow it down for where he shoots the ball, Cody. I just noticed this right now. So he dribbles it up the court. They're down 2. Keep going. He shoots it. The coach already is celebrating. He knew that ball was going
shit.
in.
The assistant coach, puts both arms up. He's like, that's good. We practice this.
Love it.
We practice this every day. We practice the running
good.
last second 3. Pitt was like 5 for 23 from the 3-point line, by the way.
And then
Couldn't hit shit all game.
I think
I brought that up just to say, like, the Creighton guy, like, we need, at a time where it's like a lot of the country is like, why would you care that much about college basketball right now? I love that there are guys like that.
There should have been an Ohio State guy in the booth with a Pitt guy. Pitt guy celebrating, Ohio State guy going, what the fuck just happened? All right, Titus, you have another show to do, so we're going to get out of here. Huge Tuesday night ahead. We got Duke, Florida, undefeated Iowa, undefeated Michigan State, UConn, Kansas at Fog Allen, North Carolina, Kentucky at Rupp. You have one TV, Dana Beers. What game you watching Tuesday night?
Florida Duke.
Florida
I
Duke.
just love Cam Boozer so much, dude. That sounded kind of like what's the word?
Gay?
Yeah.
Could have been. Could have been.
Yeah.
All right.
Florida Duke.
Florida is another sneaky. Keep an eye on
Yeah.
them and make sure that
Are they okay?
Are they still good? Are they okay? Are we sure that Florida's in a good spot?
We'll check in.
I think they're a sneaky team as well.
Yep.
This
Do you
is a
think
massive
you
game
love
for them.
Cam Boozer because he also has an alcohol-related last name?
Oh,
Cam Boozer, Dana Beers.
Never thought of it.
Oh wow,
brotherhood.
Maybe.
Wow.
But I
The
never
real
really
brotherhood.
loved Carlos Boozer, so I don't know.
could be.
All right, good show. Shout out Barry C for all the winners
boys.
this week over Feast Week. We will see you guys next week.
Shout out
out Barry
Cody,
C.
by the way. Shout out Cody. Everything worked today.
Cody. Well done.
You the fucking man, Cody.
Yeah, I'm the fucking man. Tune into the Producer Bowl. Also, last day, Cyber Monday, 20%
Yes.
off the entire store. So
Yes.
go now.
20%
Good,
off.
better, best, 20% off.
Come on.
Bears fans.
Bye. We love you. Thank you
All
for
right.
the support.
See you guys.